Welcome back to another sketchbook video. I start out like usual. I'm just going to do a thumbnail. Unlike last time, I actually make a box, so I'm not drawing huge. That kind of tends to make it take forever, which is the whole idea of thumbnails, to keep it short and sweet and get the idea across. I thought I would end up needing to do a bunch of these, but instead I basically went with the first thing that I did. I kind of felt the pose was conveying what I wanted, and I still didn't get it right. I think the first sketch that I did in my sketchbook, you won't see it, I erased the whole thing. I feel like it was better in terms of reading the same as the thumbnail. However, it ended up being too far over on the paper, and I didn't like it, and that was just, yeah, it was just weird. Once I started drawing in the head details, I realized it had gone too far over to the side, so I had to erase it and start over, and that changed the body shape, and I did not want to do it again. So yeah, that's what happened. And you'll see in this video that as it gets toward, I don't know, the end of the day, first it's just cloudy, so this is actually not that late in the day. I started pretty much right after breakfast, I think, but my cousin ended up coming over and he wanted to talk to me about some stuff and show me some things. And so I was like, okay, cool, but it stopped me from making my video, and that was hours. It was many hours, and I really needed to get this done. So yeah, I ended up being behind, and by the time I came back to it and was able to start again, it was already getting dark. So yeah, that was a thing that happened, but yeah, it's okay. I did do a little bit of pencil stuff over the top just so I could define the face a little bit before I started, so that's why that's there. And I feel like I should have used a thicker micron for the bars, but it's fine. I end up blacking them out near the end anyway, so it's whatever. So yeah, it was something that I had to pick up this morning to finish it, because of everything I had going. So you'll see that eventually, and I'll try to call it out when I see it, when it's switched to a new day, even though I'm sure it'll be clear, because it's been sunny all day today, and really nice. It would have been a really good day to just record a whole video, but of course it is Tuesday. The hair probably took me the longest, and if you've watched a lot of my sketchbook videos, you will know that that is generally the case. I feel like when I'm not filming, I actually draw hair and things like that much faster because, I don't know, I'm not concerned about messing up a line so much. I just roll with it. But yeah, it does take me a long time, and still takes me a long time even not recording. I will admit to that for sure. This guy is, of course, one of my characters. I mostly draw my characters or just random people. But this is a character. He is a super side character originally that comes up in my story with a character of mine named Nith. And yeah, when he sees him for the first time, Nith, when he sees this guy, for the first time, he's actually quite young, and he's battered. And I didn't want to draw too much of that. One, it would have taken forever, and I get really carried away drawing bruises and scars. I always have. So yeah, I kept it a little bit more simple, and it maybe could have used a little bit more detail in that area, but I wanted to call more attention to the face anyway, so that worked in my favor, in my opinion. So his other eye is, well, I hope that reads it's swollen, and he has a big bruise on his cheek. So I wanted this eye to really stand out, and I do color it in the end. It's the only thing with color, aside from whatever didn't erase. Speaking of, when I got to erasing this, I realized that my Sumo grip eraser had gotten so low that it just fell out. It was just a little nugget of eraser left, so I'm going to be using that for a little bit, and I need to put a new stick into the eraser body, so... I was feeling a little nervous about this arm. I know that I messed it up a bit in terms of anatomy, and yeah, it's okay. I mean, it reads as an arm, so I guess I shouldn't be too upset about it, but I was, I don't know, feeling a little self-conscious as I was drawing it. I guess someone's gonna see this and just be like, wow, you really messed that up, but I don't know why it matters. This is actually the first time in a little bit that I didn't have something playing while I was drawing. I have been, as I've stated many, many times, I've been reading a lot, but I've also been listening to audiobooks, and I've actually already finished a few books this month. So yeah, this is the first time in a while I wasn't listening to an audiobook. I didn't have music on. I just wanted to sit with my thoughts, which got kind of harder towards the evening, but in the middle of the day, it was mostly chill enough that I felt really comfortable sitting with my own thoughts and imagining scenarios and stuff, which is where I want to be when I'm drawing most of the time. It kind of makes things turn out better. I don't know why, but there it is. As you can see, I did opt in to do some ink wash. I just couldn't get it dark enough, and later on I realized the issue. It was so dark, and thankfully my camera is good enough in the low light, and also my editing towards the end is gonna help a lot. But it was so dark that the little porcelain thingy-doo that I have my ink in, the dish, had a little tiny bit of gouache in it, white gouache, and I kept thinking, why is this not getting dark enough, and it looks kind of weird, and apparently I had ended up pulling some of that into my ink mixture, so that's what it was, and it became way more clear to me the next day when I opened my sketchbook and plopped it on my desk, and I could actually see the difference between the ink in the background, which hadn't really touched any of that gouache, and what ended up being on my character. So yeah, that was a little bit of a shame, but I did bring in some black coal erase. I wish I would have just pulled out my Prismacolors, but I couldn't remember exactly where they were at the time, and I didn't want to make people wait too long for the video. Which, if I would have recorded when I was going to, would not have been an issue. But in other news, our work table came in yesterday. We ordered another little work table. We got the crank standing desk from Work Pro. We really, really like those ones. We have one that has our laser on it, and yeah, we figured we'd get another one because we're just working on a long camp table, one of the plastic ones. And I think that us keeping cups and things on it when we're sublimating or doing our lasering stuff was starting to bend it a little bit. And we had bought some, I don't know what you would call them, I guess just risers, table risers to go under the legs because we were bending down so much it was killing the both of us. So it was just time, and I'm sure we'll still use the little camp table. But yeah, as you can see right here, this is kind of when I came back to it in the evening, and I was trying to do it before I ran completely out of light, and my hands were freezing. They were so cold. Pretty much that whole day my hands were cold. You can see the chilblain on the top of my index finger. That's what that bump is. It's actually really raw right now because as I bump them, I get kind of like scabs on the top. They just break down. So yeah, if you are wondering what that bump is, that's what it is. And it's fine, and it's going to heal, and yeah, it's okay. I pretty much only used those 2 brushes for this one. Sometimes I go in with a smaller one, but I did not have the patience to build up the contrast after finding out about the gouache stuff. I was kind of over that, I'll be totally honest. And I think the paper was over me. So yeah, had to just call it. There I am, just beefing up that bruise a little. That's actually one thing I really like doing with watercolor. I think bruises look really cool in watercolor, and they can look amazing in color pencil. I really like this brush that I'm using. It's so nice for filling in big areas. Just any sort of wash or trying to get color down really quickly. Because as you turn it, you can get a fine point. I was trying to get a little bit more of the darkness on here, and I wanted to get more of the bar shadow over the top. And I'm sure you can tell that my paper is begging me to stop putting water on it. It still was working pretty well, but I could feel it almost wanting to peel a little. So I knew that I needed to stop. So this is the next day. This is this morning, for me anyway. So yeah, I needed to go in and start darkening it. And I got my dish out, everything. I planned on painting some more. And then I said, no, I'm going to go over the top of this with my black coal erase. And I'm going to just darken it up that way because I don't want to, I don't want to paint anymore. I'm done with that. I was sick of trying to build up contrast, so that's what I get. I should have just, used a mixed media paper. I have tons of mixed media paper books that I've collected the last couple years. I try to keep a lot of them because I really like working on mixed media paper for Inktober's. At least I usually do, aside from the last couple years when I've been using the toned books. Which, speaking of, I really need to get on finishing out that one so that I can do a flip through for everybody. It only has 8 pages left. I just need to do it. So, yeah. I'm very excited to build that table. So his hair's supposed to be white on this side, so I knew the whole time, even if I got messy, it was going to be fine because I was going to go over it with this acrylic Sharpie. And I did go over some of the lights with a Prismacolor white pencil. So that's what I used to make the little wispy bits of his hair that'd be getting caught in the light. So yeah, that's what that is. And then I just used a Tombow to darken some of these shadows. But I think I should have darkened the background more. I did a little bit even after I finished with this picture. I went back and did that, and I think if I ever have the time, I'll probably still darken it more just for fun. I considered making the bars white with the marker, but I went ahead and just did black. It was gonna clean up better, I think, after all the little paint bits I got into it. So, yeah, that's okay. Then obviously I just took that same white pencil and went over the top of that to add some scratches and simple texture, I guess. Adding a little bit more black. That one won't get too dark, unfortunately. You have to press really hard, so that's why I wish I would have had one of my Prismacolors, because they go down a little bit more smooth. I want to try a Faber-Castell black color pencil or something and see if there's a difference. So here is the finished picture. You can see more of that white color pencil now. There he is with his yellow eye. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you liked it. Have a good day or night, and bye.